I am still trying to figure out OBS connected to YouTube and figuring out how to do this. I actually just screwed up, deleted it, and then started again. I had a test stream running, and anyhow, we're gonna get through it. All right, so I'm gonna get started here with me not looking at the camera. Just to, I want to talk about. I guess we'll switch over, drop out of that. Halloween's coming. This is October, Oiltober for some artists, where they participate in a personal challenge to produce art. I've been thinking a lot about this particular Oiltober and how I want to proceed on the YouTube channel, and it's going to meet some changes, I think, with regard to this channel and another channel that I have. So I want to talk about that today. If you're interested, please watch. If you're not a subscriber, subscribe, and you get notifications when I do this kind of stuff. Anyhow, I'm gonna go to it.
From the great American Southwest, deep in the heart of the Texas Hill Country near the mystical land of the Enchanted Rock, welcome to my little corner of the internet. I'm J.W. Spencer, and this is my Vision Quest.
Yeah, even with my, it is not easy to do all this by yourself and to do it live. That's what I'm trying to master, is to do this live, because I need to learn how to do this live and do it in a way that's with a little bit of precision. I don't like doing things, kind of crappy, but it is what it is. You need to learn how to do this stuff, so I'm learning. But what I want to talk about is Oiltober and Halloween. The goal being, I want to produce some paintings here in Oiltober, October. And I think that the subject matter that I want to do is Halloween-centric, about the subject matter of Halloween. There's two sayings in marketing that you may have heard these before. I know that I may have spoken them before in previous videos. The first saying is specific to YouTube, I think, with regard to live presentations on YouTube. Don't tell people what you're going to do. Just do it. All right? That is one of my pet peeves in watching YouTube, is watching somebody says, yeah, I'm going to do this and I'm going to do that. I get it. Because when you don't follow through and do what you say you're going to do, people lose faith in you, and your credibility tanks. And when you say, if you don't tell people what you're going to do, you just start doing it, that credibility gap, it doesn't exist because you didn't tell anybody. They don't have any expectation. You're just doing it. There's the plus side and there's the minus side to that, because the second saying that you also may have heard is tell people what you're going to do and then do it and then tell people what you just did. Now, the former saying is in regards to future plans. The second saying is in regard to the current video. That's the way I interpret those two sayings. One is marketing for the future. Tomorrow I'm going to do this. You probably, when you watch YouTube, you hear people all the time say, in this video, I'm going to show you blah. Mark Rober does it, and they show you a little snippet of what's upcoming, and you get instant gratification when they do that. And you continue to watch because you've been promised something, a deliverable, if you will. They deliver it, and then they go over what they just delivered. I mean, basically. Yeah. So I am conflicted. I want to tell you what I'm going to do. And I need to tell you what I'm going to do because I think it long term, if you watch this 6 months from now, it will make sense because it's all up here in my brain. I've been telling you the last few videos, I've got an idea. It's germinating. It's coming to fruition. It's percolating in my brain. The imagination, the conscious thought, the studio of the mind is revving up. Cause what I'd like to do, especially this month, Oiltober, is I want to actualize into reality my plan. And that is once a week, I am going to perform a painting, an art creation, real time, live on YouTube. And I think I haven't, this broadcast tonight has not shown any of the bad things that I've had on my last two test streams. The first test stream was an absolute horrid. Ugh. And this one, the second one, I guess, previous to this video is I had to figure out some things, so I uploaded it instead of doing it. It's not in the live thing, even though I recorded it live. It wasn't done that way. But, so what am I going to do? Once a week, I'm going to go through sketching. I'm going to show you what I'm going to paint. I'm going to say, here's my subject matter, what I'm going to paint. Then I'm going to take that reference photo, which I take. It's going to be my own photo. So I'm not taking anybody else's property, no intellectual property involved. It's my photo that I took myself. I'm going to sketch it. I'm going to do a real-time sketch with a top-down camera, maybe with a GoPro, on another table. My next table over is my art table. After I'm done sketching, I'm going to do an underpainting on my easel. And then I'm going to paint. My current plan is to use water mixable oils. I want to use oil paints just because of the flexibility that they provide. I have acrylics, I have heavy body acrylics, I have open acrylics, and I have some slow dry medium, just because I want to be prepared, because I mentioned before, I had some lavender spike oil, and that caused my wife's system. She's very sensitive, and she's a cancer survivor with a compromised system, that intestinal damage due to her radiation treatment, and you never know what's going to set her off. It can be food, it can be stress, it can be smells. very pungent smells such as lavender spike oil, which I regret to say that I introduced. So my plan here is in the studio with a live show from front to finish, meaning here's the photo, here's the sketch, here's the honor painting, and then I'm going to paint. And I'm going to do it live, all right, front to back. You can watch that live show on the public side, meaning it's going to be live and open for everybody to watch. At the end of that show, however, I think I'm going to keep it that way for a while, but my plan is I'm going to take a synopsis of that show, meaning, a speed drawing or a speed art. A lot of people will have these, they condense, they take like, a 2 hour or multiple days. I think Akiana does it. Multiple days sitting at an art table or an art easel and painting, and then condensing it to, 5 to 10 minutes. I've done this before. I think, I'm drawing a horse and I'll set it to music about drawing a horse or drawing an eagle or something of that name. So that, I think, is more of an enticement for you to say, here's what I did last week, or that week, the previous week. And if you want to see the entire front to back video, here's how you can do it. And I've got that sort of figured out. I think I'm going to make use of YouTube to do that as well. But I don't know that YouTube has tiers of access, but I'm going to find out. Because what I want to do is, if it's something that that might be helpful for you, then I want to make it available to you, but I want to do so in a way that, forgive the saying for this, but I want to be able to help my wife, and to do that in a way that I don't want you to feel like I want to give something to you that makes a benefit to you, or an ad benefit. All right. I mean, on top of just information or having fun or, talking about stuff. Does that mean memberships, if you will, but that's long-term, that's down the road. But like I said, I think the live show from front to back is always going to be live. It's always going to be public. And the Speed Demon show is just going to be what it is. And then I'll include a link in there to how to access the full-length version of that show or that painting exercise. I am not a professional artist. I make no ifs, ands, or buts about it. No false airs. I just want to have fun. I want to create. And something I really have a problem with some art instructors. I've been taking some art classes online, and some art instructors have this attitude that art is a form of self-expression, that just create art that is you speaking, that you create what, just be yourself and just create art that's for you to, I don't know if you agree with me, but I think that that's BS. I can see where some people might have that attitude, but I'm not one of those people. I think that when I create art, I want to do so that in a way that I want to, it's not about me, right? It's about you. When I create art, I want to express something that has meaning. I mean, out of love. All creation is out of love, something that you love. I want to create art that I love to share with you, that will help you, or will mean something to you, or will give you hope. Maybe that's a way of saying it. Painting is a way of providing a perspective. And that's my other mantra, is finding beauty where none is thought to exist. I mean, that's why I take photographs. To find beauty, we're not to find perspective. And some people would even say to find his perspective. To find the divine where the divine is thought not to exist, or to find beauty where beauty is not to exist. To create art from nothing, but reference photo that I've taken, but I want to be better. And I want to help you by being better, by, and it's an amorphous, when I say I want to help you, it's, if you're watching this, I want to be able to help you have hope, to find that perspective for yourself, to give you, if one of those things, if I can do it, anybody can do it, because I suck at art. Yeah, I shouldn't say that, but, I've had other people say you should not ever, deprecate yourself. Self-deprecation is not flattery, but I don't want to present a false error. I'm not doing commission work, and I want to paint and create art that has meaning from front to back. And admittedly, I think that my initial attempts at this are going to be very haphazard. I'll probably be learning more from other people. Oh, that didn't work. Oh, how can I fix that? There are no mistakes. There's only happy accidents, as Bob Ross used to say. If you don't like it, take the palette knife, scrape it off, rub it a little bit, and start over. Do something else. That's my plan of action. So I guess the thing I want to do, is just let you know that's my plan. And I think the question for me right now is, when do I schedule that first event? And I'm allotting myself 2 hours. It may take me more than that, but considering that Bob Ross, I'm not going to be painting, alla prima. I don't think specifically, wet on wet. And I'm not going to be using Bob Ross techniques exclusively, but I probably will entertain those because I like Bob Ross. But Bob Ross, when he painted, he had a half-hour show. He painted his painting from a reference photo before his show, and he stuck his reference painting beside it's off camera, beside his easel. And that's what he was looking at and pointing at, and, he's saying, and then he would paint for a half hour and create a painting. And then after the show, he would do one more painting, which is a very fine painting, which he took more time to produce, more than a half hour. And they use that painting for post-production, for thumbnails, for screenshots, for, taking pictures or video for commercials, or for, highlight reel or trailers or whatever. I'm only going to be doing it once. I'm going to produce one painting from start to finish. And what you see is what you get. And I said before, when I do this from the live show, I just want to talk my way through it. I want to talk while I'm doing it. And what I talk about is, Halloween's coming. I like Halloween. Do you like Halloween? Cotton or the candy corn. You get a candy corn, you bite off the tip of it. Who doesn't do that, right? Well, I like Halloween candy. As a kid, I loved Halloween candy, and I didn't have a little bag. We took pillow suitcases in our neighborhood, and who can get the most candy. But that's my plan. So I guess I've tell them what you're going to do, then do it, and tell them what you did. So in this video, I'm trying to follow that recipe, right? In this video, I told you what I'm going to do. Now all I have to do is do it. and I have my easel, I have my paints, I have my table ready, I have everything hooked up. I'm still trying to learn this YouTube streaming stuff, and I've kind of screwed up on the pre-show here today, but I'm trying to do this with OBS using the OBS tools, since it adjusts at variable bit rates for YouTube, which it's okay. I have a green light that says excellent connection, so yay. Anyhow, I think that's all that I want to talk about today, is a foreshadowing, and I guess my target date to produce my first video, because I need to select a reference photo that I want to paint, and I need to select a time when I want to do this, and set aside that time where I have time uninterrupted. It'll probably be 8-9 o'clock at night, on a night that, maybe Friday or Saturday. I don't know. Will it be on another channel, or will it be on this channel? To be determined. So we're working through this. If you have any suggestions for me on that format, on what I'm thinking, if that gels in your mind, gives you any ideas, hey, go with it. But if you have some feedback from me, if you think that I want to include something or do something, or have a subject matter that's germane, when I talk about stuff, should I talk about what I'm painting? I'm not an art teacher, but the subject that I'm painting may have meaning, and should I do that, or talk about the skill? I have none. Well, okay, but you know what I mean. I don't have I have a Bachelor of Arts degree, but I'm not an artist. Not an artist degree. That makes sense. Anyhow, I hope you have a good night. Thank you for watching this, and let me know what you think. And if you're not subscribed, go ahead and subscribe, and when I do this, you'll get notified, and you can watch me. Maybe I'll create a blooper reel someday. Hasta luego. See ya. Bye.